All right, so one of the biggest mistakes I reckon blokes are making these days is, I mean, it's all about your thinking. It's a paradigm. They think being busy is good. How you going, mate? Oh, flat out, mate, busy. Whereas I reckon that is a massive mistake that men have fallen into, to think that that's a good thing. So, you know, I remember a mentor saying to me years ago, he goes, Gav, how do you handle the word yes and no? I said, fine. He goes, do you get them in the right order? I said, well, what do you mean? He goes, well, if we're saying yes to things that are not in line with our purpose and our mission, that's going to take us, away from our purpose and mission. So for a lot of us, I think, when it comes to the reason we're so busy is we're saying yes to things we should be saying no to. But what happens when you say no to things that aren't aligned, it actually opens up so many other opportunities to fill that space with things that are aligned with your mission and your purpose. But when it comes to busyness, for me, it's all about having maximum impact. It's all about, 24 hours. I remember, quite often, it happens a lot actually. Oh, I'd love to do your program, Gav, when I get the time. Well, the truth is, we ain't making any more time. You only get 24 hours in a day, and the following 24 hours, boom, press starts again. So we're not making no more time. No more dirt and no more time. So we've got to work with what we got. But what we can do is go after things in our heart and make sure our time is filled with that. So, as I said, maximum impact, okay? So, one of the great ways that I've been able to see maximum impact in my life, and to be honest, quite a few other men's lives, is having systems and automation. Automating things. There's certain things. I mean, I'm just being so honest with you and open. That in the past, that has not been one of my strengths. I'm a big picture thinker. I'll tell you about in 10 years' time what it looks like, and then that has caused some problems, okay? Because then you don't do the simple things. For example, okay, I reckon there's been 3 times in the last maybe 6 or 7 years I've had the police pull me up for driving an unregistered car. They don't have the stickers on anymore here in Australia anyway. And then I'm a officer, what are you talking about? And, it's run out a month or whatever. And cause a few problems, not to mention, give them money to the fines where you don't even need to, Anyway, so I automate that now. It's an automation. And I don't have to worry about it. I know my car's registered. Easy, simple, opposed to, some of the things that I've been able to automate is actually investing, okay? So there's a small portion of my money comes out of my bank account actually daily. It's automated. I don't even have to think about it. And of course, where that money goes, that's all taken care of as well. Delegate and automate. That's how we can have more impact. So I'm saying this to say to you, okay, what can you actually automate that'll actually get you to where you want to go? So you can maybe focus on other things, okay? So, but there's so many things. Even I spoke to a group of men this morning on Zoom. They're doing our Man Live experience, and already in only a few hours, obviously we got into detail, but already now, only a few hours later, I've had blokes message me. You know what? I understand what you're saying. If we start to think different, we start to feel different, and then all of a sudden we start to act different, and then all of a sudden we can create something different. I've had 2 blokes come to me this morning after the Zoom call talking about automation, and they're old school, okay? They're old school, older than me. One bloke's a bit younger anyway, but he's old school, and which is a great quality, by the way. I don't say it's a negative thing. I think it's a great quality. but they're able to see how they can impact their, what they call most people say they're a traditional business, but they're able to automate parts of it, which actually frees them up. Because listen, men, this is what automation gives you. It actually gives you your time back. If you can automate things, it'll give you your time back. So time to either spend with your loved ones, spend on your mission, spend on creating other things. It'll give you your time back. So when it comes to systemizing and automation, it's going to give you time. And I think when a bloke understands that it actually gives them time, I don't have to worry about paying bills, all right? It's automated. I don't have to worry about even investing. It's automated. You know, I don't, and even from my business perspective, okay, the way that I've done that I did that boxing program, Fight Like a Pro, slipping the rite of passage in so blokes was making better men, okay. What I would do in a 10-week program, I would do 2 talks, and then there's all these questions, but I'd do 2 talks every week for 10 weeks, and then we'd reset again. Okay, same 2 talks. And then, of course, I'd start to implement. Every time I went through it, I made it better. Okay, but they're on the same subjects. What happened was, I'm talking all the time. Where these days, this is great. I'm talking to you, aren't I? So I make a video these days, and it goes out to so many people. So many blokes can watch it over and over and over again. So that in actual fact, it actually gives more impact to my mission, to what I'm doing to make better men. It's having more impact. It's reaching more people. It doesn't matter where you are. On the Zoom this morning, it was brilliant. From men from the UK, men from all parts of America, men from every state and city and territory here in Australia, and it's just growing. Okay, so for example, when I used to do it the old way and I had to get up and talk, man, I was tired, man. I was talking my head off, because in between those talks, the program, there's a whole heap of other talks that I was doing, live speaking gigs everywhere, at sales meetings, at building sites, at toolbox meetings, at charity events, I mean, man, at rehab, I mean, you name it, right? Which is all brilliant, I all love it, but you know what? I can automate my things that I do, my mission, and all of a sudden, bang, I'm reaching people all around the world. So I don't care what it is you do, you can free your time up. If you feel like you're too busy, you can free your time up and start to automate certain things. Even if you think, it's nothing, it only takes me 10 minutes. But, if you can automate half a dozen of those things, it takes you 10 minutes, all of a sudden that frees you up an hour every week. Imagine that. All right. All of a sudden you might automate some other things. All of a sudden you might have an extra couple of hours a week. All of a sudden that's a couple of hours with your children. That's a couple of hours with maybe looking after yourself better. Man, automation and systemizing things is the key. So, and maybe even delegating a couple of things. Well, it's another video. So gentlemen, hey, leave me a great comment. Tell me one thing you would love to automate and systemize. Over and out.